Hey kids, welcome back to Uncle Fezzi's Body Shop. I'm going to be totally honest. I'm reading this off a script because I am sick and tired of 20 takes to get my point across, and I hate editing, even though I'm 20 takes in here. So, here we are, almost 6 years to the month after my introduction video about my plan on how I was going to lift my truck and put new wheels under it. Well, sadly the time has come to say goodbye to the goat. I call it the goat because it has a ram on the hood. Although it was the greatest truck of all time for me in many ways. Just a little backstory here for clarification of why I am making this goodbye video. In 2005, my father passed away from cancer, multiple myeloma, caused by his exposure to Agent Orange during his time in Vietnam. Before he died, he bought this truck. He knew he was dying, and there was nothing that was going to stop it. In a genius move, he bought the most expensive Dodge Dakota he could find and took out the life insurance policy on the loan, then died within 6 months. Good move, Dad. Stick it to the man who fucked you out of the last 20 years of your life, and me, and our family, of you physically being here. So, after he passed away at 58, I inherited this truck. Just for the record, I'm 54, the same age my dad was when he was diagnosed with cancer that killed him. I don't like to hide my bitterness about that. People need to know why I am the way I am. I have my reasons. Now that that is out of the way, I'll continue about what's going on. I drove the truck as is for years until I met my new wife. She wanted to drive on the beach, something I had never done. I'm paranoid and fiercely independent. I like to think of myself as resourceful. So I put the winch bumper on to make sure I had everything I needed for self-recovery on the beach. Because I hate people, and I don't like asking for favors from strangers. Remember, kids, no one is coming to save you. Your life is in your hands. Be prepared to save yourself. That is one of the many things my father taught me, and I have never forgotten that. So, that winch setup worked fine for years, until I noticed that just like every other Dakota, and well, every other truck in the world that is more than 5 years old, it started to rot out. Also, from the factory, this truck had an odd-sized wheel and tire combination, which resulted in really expensive tires. Although they were great in the sand, because they were oddly wide, they were really expensive, and this truck really kind of sucked in the snow. I took a step back, and I made a decision. I'm a fucking body man. So 6 years ago, I decided to turn Dad's truck into mine. I bought new wheels and tires and put a lift kit on it and painted it, along with a lot of other things, all custom. I built a one-of-a-kind 2004 Dodge Dakota. I chronicled the journey of the restoration on YouTube. You can scan through my playlist and watch it, from my original video on how I intended on lifting it and all the other superficial work that I did to it. Sadly, I didn't cover everything I did to the truck. I didn't cover everything I did to the truck and post it to YouTube, but you get the idea from the videos that I did post. All in all, I was very happy with the end result. Let's face it, it looks really cool, but all good things must come to an end, and my time with this truck, my father's last material gift to me, has come to an end. I'm not going to go over all the things that have forced my hand to make this decision, but I will cover a few because they are important. First of all, rust never sleeps, kids. That is a very real thing. For me to do this job properly, I would have to break this truck down completely and send it out to have it dipped. Not just the body, but the frame also. It is rusting in a lot of places that I can't repair without a major tear down. It's also rusting where I repaired it. Save your fucking lectures about quality of work and me being a Bondo Bandito. I did this job using every skill, tool, and material at my disposal to stop this from happening again. The quality of the work wasn't the issue. The quality of the replacement parts was. Not just the sheet metal parts that I purchased from China, but the other repair parts also. The quality is just not there. Even if I had used OEM new old stock, if I could find it for a 20-year-old truck, the quality is just lacking and engineered to fail. Planned obsolescence is real, just like the rust. I spared no expense on any of the materials or time involved with the repairs, and in the end, I was only able to purchase 6 more years of life for this truck for me, all for about $15,000, including the transmission, and doing every bit of work myself here at the homestead in my very well equipped garage. While this truck has low mileage, it was a daily driver for years. Very short drives. The only time it's ever seen the inside of a garage is when I was parking in media to go drinking or working on it, which has lately become a more common occurrence. This type of life, short trips, wears heavy on vehicles, along with living in the Rust Belt. 3 years ago, I had to have the transmission rebuilt at great expense because of the short trips and the rocket geniuses at Chrysler not using a gasket between the valve body and the transmission, resulting in the valve body losing contact with the transmission housing and allowing cross flow inside the transmission, causing a catastrophic failure. An automatic transmission is the tool of the devil, and one of the only things that I have never felt comfortable working on other than basic service. So it's got a new transmission in it. It's not getting a new motor, rears, or anything else that is ready to fail due to the age and the hard life of short trips. It's not getting anything else from me, not another dime or days and weeks of my time, or blood from busted knuckles, or me fighting for days with a broken bolt. It has served me well, and I am going to miss it. I'm trading it in at a great financial loss, mostly because I know how the car industry works. This is going to get wholesaled and stuffed into a shipping container and hopefully get shot full of holes in some third world shithole. I can't bear to sell this locally because I poured my heart and soul into building this thing. I don't want to see it again once it leaves my possession. And, well, I can't pack enough tannerite into it to completely destroy it without attracting attention to the ATF or pissing off my neighbors. Goodbye, old goat. You are being replaced by something worthy. Make sure to stay tuned for the newest adventures of Uncle Fezzi's off-road uplifting. Also check out my other videos on all my other crazy hobbies. Oh, and don't forget to buy my book, Love Letters, which this truck is actually part of. Thanks again. Thanks for watching.